Ready? Somebody's fucking late. Who's late? I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about me.
Are we ready?
Force speed.
Is it recording?
Are we doing things?
Yeah, we're doing things. Welcome to the Metabolic Chronicles Podcast.
Yo, what up?
This is episode number 23. This is Marc, the always late Marc. My brother Rick. As you can see, there's no advertisements today. There's no sponsorship.
No, today's episode is brought to you by Star Wars.
I guess.
And the Empire.
King Kong.
And King Kong.
And King Kong. There we go.
Let's talk about UFC Fight Night Oklahoma. Jeremy Kimball knocked out Stansberry in the first round with a right hand that looked like a hammer punch. He hit him like right in the back of his ear. And then he called it the Grizzly Bear. That's all I remember from that fight. Tony Martin versus Johnny Case. This was actually a really good fight.
Mm-hmm.
I gave the first round to Case.
It was good back and forth.
He was winning with the jab. But Martin had some good moments towards the end of the round. But it was a good back and forth round, but I gave that one to Case. Round 2 I gave to Martin. He was holding down the center of the octagon, landing he was landing hard counters, stiff jabs, and he was starting controlling the round with that jab. And then round 3, Martin, the same thing, almost exactly like the second. He was controlling with that jab, and then he got the takedown at the end of the round. And that was it. But both those guys got a bright future. Like, they both look like world beaters. If they're both young, I think give them like 2-3 more years, they're gonna be the top guys in that division.
Yeah, if they keep showing what they showed that last fight, they definitely can be something in the division.
Cause Case kind of reminded me of Dominic Cruz. Like, he had Dominic's movement, he just worked better with a jab, and I mean, he's still young, so like I said, 2-3 years, his movement probably gonna be even better than what it is.
I mean, if he evolves, certain fighters they end up, just kind of get stuck.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you can get him shit going, he can be dangerous.
Yeah,
he's definitely a
they
name to
both
look out
look
for.
like they'll both be dangerous.
Yeah, they're both names to look out for.
Yeah. Jared Gordon versus Michael Quinones. Round 1, I gave to Gordon. He got the takedown on Quinones. Gordon is doing slightly better in the striking as well. Round 2, Gordon. Massive pressure by Gordon. A lot of ground and pound on Quinones, and they end up stopping the fight due to ground and pound.
Yeah, I mean, he fought a good fight there. Like, the first round, like, when I watched that first round, there was nothing special from either one of them.
It was like...
It was very boring.
I thought it was going to be one of those boring decision fights.
Yeah, it was really boring. Then it got to, again, what most wrestlers do. He just went to the ground. He managed... Quinones just didn't have an answer for the ground and pound, and he just got beat to shit. That's it. Like, my man got on top of him, put the pressure on him, and just beat him down. Stop the fight.
Here's another fight that I don't... Sometimes I wonder what these judges see when they see fights. Devin Powell versus Daryl Horcher. Round 1 I gave to Horcher. Pretty much nothing exciting in the stand-up, but Horcher got the takedown and tried to hook in a Kimura. It was a pretty boring round. That was like the gist of the action in that first round. Round 2 I gave to Horcher. A lot more success in the striking. Almost finished Powell, and then took him down and landed some decent ground and pound. So he took that round easily. Round 3 I gave to Powell. Powell finally got a takedown of his own and threatened with a couple submissions, but in no part was like Horcher in trouble. And then one of the judges gave it then it went to split decision. I don't know how, but
yeah, it was weird.
It was weird, but I mean, they still gave the fight to Daryl Horcher, but
yeah, they gave it to the right person, at least at the end.
But
split decision
was retarded.
No, definitely not.
Carla Esparza versus Marna Moros. This was a very fucking boring fight.
Oh God.
I don't even want to read through it because it's just Carla Esparza wrestling.
Yeah,
wrestling and more wrestling.
You don't have to read through it. It was pretty much lay and pray the whole way through. Whatever. ropes, didn't really have an answer for it. She just kind of stood stuck down there and just got pity pat punched to death. That was it.
Like,
nothing happened. Carla Esparza hasn't evolved
at all
since she got to the UFC.
She's never gonna be a contender. Not with that shit. Like, people, the top tier fighters in that division are hip to that shit. She's not gonna. She needs to change her strategy. Like, she's like John Fitch. She's terrible. Vitor Miranda versus Marvin Vettori.
That was a good fight.
That was a good fight. I gave the first round to Vettori. Constant pressure and a lot of good combos. Vettori was like super fast. He's like, he's an Italian fighter. Got a lot of hype behind him. Mainly because he's Italian. There's not too many dope Italian fighters. Round 2, I gave to Miranda again. He lands a lot of leg kicks, a lot. And round 3, I gave to Vettori. He landed good strikes and lands a takedown towards the end of the round. I think they gave Vettori the fight, I think it was.
Yeah, Vettori definitely got the fight.
Yeah, they gave Vettori the fight, the decision. I have Miranda winning though, but Clay Guida versus Eric Koch, or Coach. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Koch though. Guida with the constant pressure. He won't let Koch get anything off. Constant threat of takedowns as well. Round 2, Guida, same shit as the first, but he lands a lot more ground and pound. And then round 3, Guida, exactly like the second round. Guida by unanimous decision. They talk very highly of Koch, and he seems like I think a lot about these Duke Rufus fighters. They need space. Like, they do terrible against wrestlers. And I like a lot of the fighters from Duke Rufus's camp, but for some reason their kryptonite is wrestling. Yeah. Koch, when he had a little distance, he looked great, but the minute Clay Guida just shut that shit down and he didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, but that's Clay Guida's style.
Yeah, that's Clay Guida's style, but
he's all grind.
Duke Rufus fighter. Clay Guida gave Pettis problems too.
Yeah, again, he's a grinder though.
Yeah,
that's his. That's
but look at every Duke Rufus fighter that comes. They have trouble with wrestlers.
That's true. Anthony definitely does it. I mean,
they all have
Anthony Pettis has a horrible time with wrestlers.
The fight that BJ Penn should take. I mean, he should have been retired a long time ago. But if he doesn't retire after this fight,
Dennis Seaver was beating his ass.
Yeah, Dennis Seaver beat his ass. Round 1 I gave to Seaver. It was a pretty close round, but Seaver was landing the better shots and he was landing good kicks. Round 2, BJ Penn was losing the round, so he landed a hard uppercut that dropped Seaver. Yeah. But then he really didn't do anything after that. But I gave him the round just because he knocked out Seaver. It was more like a pity round. Like, yeah, here, take it. Round 3 I gave to Seaver. At that point, he's just battering BJ Penn. Mad unanswered leg kicks. Like, BJ Penn's leg was like, he couldn't even, he kept switching stances because he just couldn't take any more leg kicks. And then he just started landing massive head kicks on BJ. And then BJ just starts running away whenever he was in problems.
Yep.
And then one of the judges gave it a fucking draw. I don't know how.
That's MMA judging, ladies and gentlemen.
The fight that I thought was going to be brutal as fuck was very fucking boring. Tim Means versus Alex Garcia. Round 1 I gave to Garcia. He hits Means with some brutal combos. Anyone else would have got knocked out. Then round 2, Means. He starts landing good body shots that are slowing down Garcia. Also landing jabs that keep Garcia at bay. Round 3, Means. Garcia just looked like he was gassed. And Means is just jabbing him up. It was pretty boring once it got to the second round, it just got boring. It's like Garcia wasted his gas tank trying to knock out Means in the first round, and then after that it was just all downhill.
Yeah.
Joaquin Christensen versus Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes obliterated Christensen. Holy fucking shit. He hit Christian with a stupid hard left, and you heard it. Like, it sounded like hitting raw meat. He knocked Christensen the fuck out quick. Like, I mean, so far there's a lot of hype behind Dominic Reyes. He fights at 185, I think. And there's a lot of hype behind him because he's been knocking everybody the fuck out. I think it's time for like a top 10 or top 15 guy for him. Just to see where he's really at. Felice Herring versus Justine Kish.
Shitted on himself.
Kish shitted on herself.
Yeah, Felice Herring literally choked
the shit out of her.
So it was.
I gave Kish props though, because that rear naked choke was sunk in so fucking deep.
It was a good fight. Felice Herring had that, managed to take her back. I mean, Felice has better jiu-jitsu than Kish. She managed to get her back and choked the shit out of her. I don't know how this woman did not tap.
Yeah, she got out. She got the fuck out, but she shitted on herself.
She shitted on herself.
She forced herself so hard that she shitted herself. Literally.
Yo, that's crazy.
Shitted herself. But this choke was locked in so deep, I don't know how she didn't pass out from it.
She shitted herself out.
Yeah. But yeah, Felice Herring won the fight, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Johny Hendricks versus Tim Boach. Me and my brother both said Johny Hendricks was getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
He got knocked the fuck out.
And he missed weight.
And according to Marc, Johny Hendricks was gonna win.
So that's an L for me on that one.
But Johny Hendricks' excuse for missing weight was that he had a fever. Last time I checked, people who get fevers don't gain weight. But okay, Johny Hendricks.
I mean,
This guy's become a joke.
Didn't you say that he was taking IVs?
He was taking IVs.
I don't know about you folks, but I've never had a fever that was bad enough that I needed an IV. Couple of hours of sleep, like a day or two of sleep, and you're good to go. And usually by then, you're not gonna be fatter.
Yeah, take some fucking Mucinex.
Yeah, and and most times you're not gonna come out of it weighing more than you did.
That makes no sense.
When you got sick.
Makes no sense.
So the part where he was like, yeah, I was being pumped up on IVs and I missed weight. Like, the reason you went up to 185 is because you couldn't make 170. And now you can't make 185. It makes you look like it's unprofessional. It makes you look bad because like nobody's
become the joke of MMA. They're calling him Roy Nelson.
Yeah, like it's bad when you do that because I mean, not only does it hurt you as a fighter in general because you give up 20% of your purse. Nobody's gonna want to fight you because there's no
guarantee you make weight.
Yeah, there's no guarantee you're gonna make weight. So the fight is either gonna be a catch weight fight and not count for anything, or like, you're never gonna get a title shot. Period. I mean,
he's not a contender anymore, anyway.
True, he's not a contender anymore, anyway. But still, he has to find somewhere where he can fight at a normal weight.
190. They're gonna make a 190 division.
He goes
just for Johny Hendricks.
If they open up a 190 division for him, he'll probably still miss that weight. Like they did, like you know what? Just fight at heavyweight. You'll be fine.
Yeah, good. Roy Nelson Part 2.
Yeah, you have up to 260 pounds to work your way around.
Kevin Lee versus Michael Chiesa.
Oh.
Lee won the fight.
Oh.
We picked Lee.
Yeah.
We picked Lee.
The asterisk on that win though.
Yeah. I give him this. Chiesa was gonna pass out though. Chiesa did go kind of limp.
I give you that, but
he was going out. He was going out.
There was no tap, and he was still responsive.
And it was Mario Yamazaki, right?
Yes, it was Mario Yamazaki.
So you already know he's either going to stop it early or going to let you die. And today he stopped it early.
My thing was like...
Steve Mazzagati's gone, though. Yeah, I think that he's gone. You haven't seen him in a while. I think he's gone.
But Yamazaki, what blows mine is that they say Yamazaki is he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teacher. He teaches Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He should know if the guy's in trouble or not, and if that's gonna happen, either you wait for the guy to either start to pass out, where he's
he was passing out though. He did that.
Where you're unresponsive.
He did that.
Yeah, where you're unresponsive though. Usually the refs will let the guy go out before it happens, or they let him tap. He didn't let him do either one of the two. Like, and the thing is, the second Kevin Lee took that lock off, Chiesa was right back in it.
Yeah, because your airway to open up and you know.
But still, like, even the commentators.
I mean, everybody. It was an early stoppage.
It was a way early stoppage.
But my man was going to sleep town.
He was gonna lose regardless.
Kevin Lee was having his way with him.
He was gonna lose regardless, but at the very least, let him lose.
Yeah, let him leave on his shield.
Let him lose properly. Like, if he's gonna lose, either let him tap or let him pass out, and then stop the fight. Like, don't stop the fight because you think he's in trouble. Like, be sure that he's in trouble, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if that was the case, if they were gonna stop fights like that, then the fight with Felice Harrigan and
it should have been stopped.
It should have been stopped a long time ago because she was fucking getting strangled. But I mean, sometimes you just have to give the fighter a chance to get out.
Yeah.
So at the very least, you should always give them at least that chance. So if you see him black out or if you see him start to tap, that's when you stop the fight. You don't stop the fight early for no reason.
But Chiesa wasn't getting out of that shit. He wasn't.
No, it was.
He was going limp. He was going to sleep time.
It was the right win. It was the wrong way to win.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. And then, just talk about running it back. You're a sore loser, bro. You were out of there. Sorry.
What blew mine is that Kevin Lee, in post-fight interviews, was trying to go at Tony Ferguson. Like, he's in that league.
He's still not up there yet.
Well, he thinks he's in that league. He thinks he's in that league.
Listen, El Cucuy is a problem in that division.
He really thinks he's in that league.
No. I like Kevin Lee, and I understand what he's doing.
He's
trying to climb up with that ladder as soon as he can.
Yeah, he's trying to fight Khabib, which is not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
And if you fight Khabib, you gonna lose.
Yeah. Tyron Woodley versus Damian Maia, scheduled for UFC 214. The winner of that fight will fight GSP. That's what Dana White said. I'm not mad at that one.
I don't like it. I think they're not giving. They gave Damian Maia a month.
No, but he's been training though.
No, man, he
didn't get hurt in the Masvidal fight.
He only has a month to prepare for this fight. Like, it's a fucking. It's not fair. It's not fair towards him to hit him with that quick.
No, but he said he was already in training after the Masvidal fight.
And then after
that's
that,
more than a month already.
And then after that, but he didn't know his opponent was gonna be.
Tyron Woodley. They told him he was gonna have the title shot after he beat Masvidal.
And then he was supposed to have a few title shots beforehand. They never gave him his
But they told him as soon as you fight, if you beat Masvidal, the title shot is yours. So he was already training.
Yeah, listen, man. And then to have him fight GSP afterwards, like, who cares? At this point, who cares that GSP is coming back? GSP has been active in what, 3-4 years already?
Some shit like that. But at least he's fighting in his weight class. Because that whole middleweight shit was a fucking circus. At least at 170, you know, if he comes back and if he wins, at least you know he'll be able to defend that belt. Because he's not fighting these fucking middleweights. Yoel will ragdoll him.
True.
Straight up ragdoll him.
I don't like.
I don't see how he beats Yoel.
I don't like the fact
that Luke Rockhold. Like, those dudes are too big for him.
I don't like the fact that they're just having GSP walk back in on a title shot.
Well,
basically,
he retired with the belt.
I mean, he retired with the belt, but he's been gone for 4 years. Give him a fight that he, see where he's at.
Well, I mean, that's part of the bargaining agreement. I come back, I get a title shot.
I guess.
So, they want a GSP back. So
and he's probably gonna fight without that. He's gonna fight with his Adidas gear.
The Black Beast Derek Lewis says he's not retiring from MMA.
Praise Black Jesus.
Praise Black Jesus. He's gonna go see a doctor to figure out what's exactly wrong with his back. He doesn't know exactly what's wrong with his back, but
he's gonna get the backiotomy.
On the MMA Hour, he said himself, like, he wasn't tired in the fight. It's just his back went out on him. He couldn't do anything. Like, he's like, I just had to stay there and take a beating. But he's like, I wasn't hurt. It was just my back. So I mean, I hope they fix his back, because he's probably one of the funniest heavyweights in the division, and I definitely want to see him fight Francis Ngannou. I mean, because the shit talking between them is hilarious. You know, plus, you know, he's always calling him the old school snap, you know, African booty scratcher. So it's like,
wow.
it's gonna make for great.
It's gonna be good.
Pre-fight shit talking. Also scheduled for UFC 214, Chris Cyborg versus Tanya Evinger. In case you don't know who Tanya Evinger is, she's the featherweight champion in Invicta. So they're both fighting for the vacant featherweight championship in UFC.
Yeah, because Joran Demander Ray
has been stripped of her belt.
Was
Plus,
stripped
she didn't want to fight Cyborg anyway.
Because you were ducking the only other person in your division.
Which makes no sense.
Very smart.
Yeah, like you can't, when there's only 3 of you in the division, you can't duck your opponent.
Yeah,
I mean, you could do it when the division opens up, when there's more people. You can't do it
But
when
if you're the champ, you can't duck the #1 contender. Plain and simple.
No, you can't.
So,
well, I mean, you can.
Oh yeah,
Conor McGregor,
Bisping.
Michael Bisping.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. When your division's not that deep, it's kind of hard.
yeah, exactly. When there's 3 people.
Yeah. Sad news for UFC 13. We lost Robbie Lawler versus Cowboy Cerrone. Supposedly Cerrone caught a staph infection. They're trying to reschedule it for UFC 214. This fight is cursed. Every time they've announced it, it's been pushed back or canceled. I really hope they make this fight though.
I go with the idea it's because Cowboy Cerrone is a fucking nut, and he's always doing stupid
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always doing very stupid things, even though he knows he has to fight. So yeah, like I respect his ethos of fighting as much as possible. Very much the Muay Thai way, the Thai way, that he tries to fight
as much as he can.
Yeah, as much as he can a year, but the doing stupid shit in between that, it's counterproductive.
Yeah. But he's never really pulled out of fights.
No, he doesn't pull out of fights, but you know that shit starts to add up.
Yeah, it starts to, especially when you get older.
Yeah.
Other news: Conor McGregor wants to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov in Russia after he fights Floyd Mayweather. That's a huge fight if they make that in Russia.
I mean, they can. They got it in.
My thing is, Khabib's not reliable.
No, he's not.
He's not reliable. So if y'all do all this, get a stadium, do the press, they're gonna do a tour through Russia. You know that for a fact. And then at the last minute, Khabib can't make weight, or he gets sick, or he has some Muslim holiday coming up. So it's like,
or he gets injured training with these fucking savages.
At Bedrock, aka.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a dope fight. We seen Conor fight a wrestler, Chad Mendes, but Chad Mendes is tiny.
We never seen Conor fight a strong wrestler.
Yeah, like a strong.
Period.
Yeah, the guy who wrestles bears.
And even then, when he fought Chad, and who's the other he fought?
Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie Alvarez. When he fought those two wrestlers, he had a hard time with them. Well, not with
Eddie. He smoked Eddie.
Not Eddie, but when he fought Chad took him down and was controlling him on the ground.
Conor, the first round.
Conor's ground game doesn't look like it's all there, to be completely honest. And nobody's really taking him to the ground like that.
He's hard to take down. I give him that.
He is, because he's very elusive. And he has good takedown defense. But if you get a strong wrestler like Khabib is probably one of the best wrestlers in MMA, period. Like, if that man puts you on the ground, you're not getting up unless he lets you up.
And he does incredible damage from the ground.
Yeah, and he's dangerous. That's where he's most dangerous, on the ground. So you get somebody like.
But Khabib's chin been tested, and it shows he can get wobbled real bad.
Yeah, no. Yeah, if he gets popped, it's gonna happen. He's gonna go.
Everybody know Conor's left.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing. But again, if Khabib can manage to get him to the ground, it'll be an interesting thing to watch. Yeah,
it'll be an interesting fight. UFC 213, that's next week. We're going to go with the predictions, the fight that well, first let's talk about the Ultimate Fighter finale, because that's on a Friday. And the only fight I really care about is Michael Johnson versus Justin Gaethje. Gaethje's coming from one FC or World Series of Fighting. I don't remember exactly which one. People are hyping him up. I think Johnson knocks him the fuck out. Justin takes way too much damage. Like, I looked up a lot of his fights, And he's just one of those dudes that he thinks he's the juggernaut and he can just walk through damage, and then he eventually grabs you and he does the wrestling stuff, but he grounds and pounds a lot. You can't do that with Johnson. Johnson got legit pop in his hands. He starched Dustin Poirier, and I love Dustin Poirier. He starched him. He almost took out Habib.
Oh yeah.
He got dumb pop in his hands, and Justin hasn't fought the same caliber of fighters as Michael. So I'm telling you, it's gonna be a rude awakening for Justin, and all you Justin fans like, oh, he's gonna. I think he's gonna get knocked the fuck out. UFC 213, Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko. I'm going with Shevchenko. The first time they fought, I thought Shevchenko was having success later in the fight. She started the fight late. So, Amanda pulled off the first and I think the second. But in the third, Shevchenko started putting everything together and started piecing her up. I think in this fight, it's just going to pick up where they left off at. And I think Shevchenko's just going to smoke this bitch.
I think Shevchenko needs a knockout. To be completely honest. I think she can
it'll be a sunning like she did Holly Holm. But it'll probably be a TKO if she does knock out. Like, it's going to be an accumulation of ass-whooping punches.
I think the only way she's going to win this, though, is if she, hands down, dominates this fight.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Or she knocks her out.
She's just a great fucking striker altogether.
Yeah, I don't care for Amanda Nunes. I think she's freakishly strong for her.
Yeah, she's dumb strong. But Valentina showed that power didn't mean shit the first time they fought.
Yeah.
I'll go against the brothers again.
Amanda Nunes. I personally don't like Amanda Nunes. I think she's classless as a champion. She's not a very good champion. Especially after what she did during the stare downs. That was uncalled for.
Yeah.
I think if this goes to decision again, unless Shevchenko can make this a super decidedly one-sided fight.
I think it's gonna be that.
It's gonna go to Amanda Nunes, but I think Shevchenko can take this fight.
Cause look at the clinic Shevchenko put on Holly, and Holly's an elusive fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Nunes isn't elusive. Nunes walks forward.
Yeah.
And that's Shevchenko's gonna put a clinic on her. I think Shevchenko puts a clinic on her.
The one thing I give Nunes, she has a fucking puncher's chance.
Yeah, and she has wrestling, but in the first fight, Shevchenko shut that shit down in the third round. She was still early when Amanda fought her, so she was still coming off that Muay Thai shit. That they take their time going into the fight. So now she's like fully, I guess used to MMA. So now she starts off quick. So I think Amanda Nunes gets smoked.
We'll see.
I think she gets smoked.
I think Shevchenko's gonna win that fight, but yeah.
Yoel Romero versus Robert Whitaker. This is actually a hard fight for me to pick because Whitaker's striking and movement is crazy, but Yoel's explosiveness and his wrestling it's God tier. His wrestling is God tier.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a gas tank.
Doesn't matter though.
It does matter. If you're fighting a guy who's elusive,
he does cheat, which always gives him that.
He did that like once.
He did twice. He did it with Wyman too.
Like all of a sudden he don't understand English.
I don't know who to pick on this fight. Like I'm leaning towards Whitaker because he's on a roll right now.
If it goes into the later rounds, it's Whitaker's fight.
Yeah, it's Whitaker's fight. Yoel's best chance is that first round.
Yeah.
That first and second round. Because I think it's going to be a 5-round fight because they're fighting for an interim belt.
Maybe. Then yeah, it's probably going to be a 5-round fight.
So he has those first 2 rounds, and if he grabs Whitaker, it's a wrap. Plain and simple. He ragdolled Weidman. Who the fuck ragdolls Weidman on the ground? Yoel. So I'm leaning towards Whitaker, but not by much. Like 51-49. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Yoel knocked him out with some crazy fucking jumping knee or some wild Superman punch type shit. Cause he does that wild shit.
Yeah, just break out some random shit.
Fabricio Verdun versus Overeem. I'm going with Overeem. Going over him. I think he does the same thing he does to everybody that he's been doing, staying in the distance and picking them apart.
I mean, if he can do that, fine.
He's looked great doing that.
I mean, yeah, but sometimes he feels that he gets full of himself and he tries to.
He doesn't deviate. He hasn't deviated in the last couple fights. Jackson built a perfect style around him. They know his jaw's glass. Stay at a distance, pick these people apart.
Yeah, like if Verdun can get in there though.
See, but Verdun's not a get in there fighter. Nowadays, he wants to rely on his striking, and I think that's going to be his downfall.
I mean, all I'm thinking is if Verdun can get inside, he has a
legit chance.
Because
he has a legit chance because Alistair's jaw is
Alistair has stone cold jaw.
Yeah, so I'm going with Overeem though. I think Overeem is gonna pick him apart.
I mean, if he fights a smart fight, yeah, he got it.
I think Overeem picks him apart.
I go with Verdun just because I think Verdun can get in and probably do something. Plus, he has a better ground game.
Yeah.
So I'm going Verdun.
Anthony Pettis versus Jim Miller.
Miller.
I'm going with Anthony Pettis.
I'm going with Jim Miller just because Anthony Pettis has, I don't know what's wrong with him.
I'm going with Showtime. He needs this win badly. I'm going with Showtime. He's going back up to 155. He's going to be way bigger than Jim Miller. I'm going with Pettis.
I'm just gonna go with Jim Miller just because Anthony Pettis. I don't know. He seems like he's in some kind of weird holding pattern where he doesn't know what he wants. Like he doesn't look like the Showtime that got him to the show.
Yeah.
Like after he lost to Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, it was Dos Anjos.
Yeah, when he lost to Dos Anjos, he pretty much
went downhill.
It seems like he got exposed, and like everybody pretty much used the same thing, and all of a sudden he forgot his footwork. He forgot what made him so great. Like what makes him so great is how dynamic he gets when he gets off. So I mean, I think Jim Miller might be the right fight for him to get this stuff back going again.
Because he has reach on Miller, height on Miller, size on Miller.
Like, I think he can do it.
And I think Miller's up there in age too. He's been in a lot of wars.
Yeah, but I still think Jim Miller. I feel like Jim Miller's gonna just rush him and get on him the whole fight and grind him. And I don't think Anthony has an answer for that anymore. It just seems like he doesn't know what to do against wrestlers anymore. It's weird. I hope I get proven wrong because I want to see Anthony Pettis back in.
I'm going with Showtime all day.
In talks, but I'm gonna have to go with Jim Miller just because Anthony Pettis has been completely unreliable lately.
Yeah.
So
I'm going with him though. I think he just has too many.
Listen, I'm okay with being.
I think he has too many options against Miller. Like.
I mean, I agree, but he doesn't seem to use them.
Yeah.
Anymore.
But I mean, maybe this last fight was his wake up call.
We'll see.
Travis Brown versus Alexei Olenek. Team fuck Travis Brown.
Yeah, I'm going with Alexei.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck Travis Brown. He's gonna lose.
Hashtag fuck Travis Brown. Hashtag
team fuck Travis Brown.
Hashtag loser babies.
Yeah. Are we done with that? So we're gonna talk about hip hop. Jesus Christ. So Kodak Black says he don't like black girls.
Me neither.
But then he clarified it. He said, I don't like black bitches. I like high yellow hoes.
Because they're easier to control.
Because they're easier to control.
What? This is the best thing ever.
I mean, this is from a guy
who looks like a character from Orange is the New Black.
Also, he has a rape case pending, just in case you don't know. So,
yeah, you really shouldn't be talking about women when you got a rape case pending.
Yeah, you know, especially saying they're easier to control. It's like, what?
That's some crazy shit right there.
That's not a good word.
So, that's what he said. I mean, I don't get this shit. Like, dude is darker than my brother's cup, and he hates black women. His mother's probably dark as that cup too, and he hates black women. Like
I understand. I
understand preference.
It's not your preference, dark-skinned women.
But to call them black bitches.
Like I get that. Like everybody has to each their own preference. Like some guys like darker-skinned women, some dudes like lighter-skinned women, whatever. But to call them black bitches, and then your justification for not wanting to date
They're
a
too
darker
hard.
skinned woman is because they're too hard.
And light skinned women are more sensitive.
And you want a lighter skinned chick because she's easier to control. So you went from just being like an asshole to being a misogynist. Like what?
And the worst part is like these are the motherfuckers y'all look up to. Like this is why I can't fuck with this generation of rap. Like it was like when they asked Young Thug about like police brutality, and he's like, "Oh, we ain't got time to talk about that shit. All we want to talk about being icy." And it's like these are the niggas y'all look up to.
It kills me that it does kill me that these guys have no opinion on anything that doesn't have to do with their brand. And they're like, I don't know if it's they're afraid to speak their minds or they're just too damn fucking ignorant.
Yeah, they're that ignorant. They're that ignorant. They're fucking morons.
To speak on anything, like it's weird that you don't have an opinion. Like shit is going on in the world. You're a public person, and somehow you ain't got an opinion on any of that shit. It's fucking weird.
It bugs me out. Like when I hear shit like that, it bugs me out. Like I'm just like. Who says this shit? Like who? Like Jesus fucking Christ. Joe Budden almost got into a fight with Migos at the BET Awards on his show, The Everyday Struggle.
It was hilarious.
It was a
fair bit of brilliance there.
It was comedic. Blouses. It was comedic genius.
Game blouses.
Like Academics was. Supposedly before, because in the footage they don't show them when the Migos get introduced to Budden, and Budden supposedly from the unreleased footage he tries to shake their hand and none of them are having that shit. So they just go on with the interview and Academics is asking them questions, and said I think it's Offset his name is
Takeoff, yeah.
Takeoff or Offset, whatever.
How you feel about not being? He said
how you feel like no the running gag is that. You're not, I'm bad and bougie.
Say it again.
And then he's like, no, I'm not bad and bougie.
Say it again,
and then he's like, what? And he's like,
bad and bougie.
No, I'm bad and bougie.
So
academic like, what? So then they just skip over it, and then he start asking them other questions, and they're giving them bullshit like.
Wrap it up. All right, man, wrap it up.
Like they're giving them bullshit answers. So Budden goes, all right, man, wrap it up. Like these niggas don't want to be here. Wrap it up.
We ain't got time for none of that.
So we ain't got time for none of that. And so Academic still tries to ask a question. So Budden gets mad and just drops his mic and walks the fuck away.
He's not. He's to be fair to Act, which is he's not trying to ask questions. There.
Yeah.
He's trying to he's like he's kind of kissing ass there at the end.
Yeah.
He's like, you're one of my favorite groups.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. So Joe
He's starstruck.
Like, so Joe's like, what? We done.
We done with these niggas. So he dropped the mic and walk away.
So
and then they all get up like they're gonna all paw hurt like they're gonna do something. So they're like, oh, what you gonna do? And Budden's like, so what you gonna nothing. What are y'all gonna talk about?
Yeah, that's what he kept saying. Nothing.
So like I saw one of them like roll up his sleeves for his blouse.
Oh, the takeoff.
Whatever his fucking name is.
Offset, excuse me.
Well, I don't know. Who gives a fuck?
Their names are who the fuck cares. That's their name.
So,
Offset, Takeoff.
they're like, and then all of a sudden they start arguing. Then the little goons come, and then I think they're arguing with like the producers of the Everyday Struggle, and then but the memes that followed were classic.
The classic, the slow mo meme.
Yeah, the slow mo one is the best one, especially when they do like a slow mo of the nipple, because the guy had an open shirt and like come on man, like I can't take these dudes serious.
Like the only thing I'll say towards Joe Budden was the whole part where he got up and walked off and threw the mic. That was completely unprofessional on his part. But at the end of the day, this is his show, so he can do the
and that's how like everybody gotta understand. Joe Budden he's fucking random. He's been doing this shit for years. Like when he don't like something, he acts like a fucking prick. Like he's done it on Hot 97. He's done it on the I think the Breakfast Club. Power 105. Like he's walked out on interviews the minute he doesn't like something. So it's like, what were you guys expecting? Like he didn't want to interview Migos to begin with.
They call him. They keep calling him old. Because
they always have like a voting system. It's I think like the girl, Academics, and Joe, and then they vote on who they're gonna interview. And so they brought up Migos, and Joe automatically said no. And then the first thing he said was like, "Name me a good Migos interview." There's never been one. Like Migos was on Power 105 on the Breakfast Club. They never aired the interview because these guys were acting like idiots.
Nah, they aired some.
Because you can't put subtitles on the radio.
Charlamagne the God was asking Quavo a question on how good he was of a high school football player, and he didn't even want to answer that. So that's just
they never aired it though.
They show clips is on YouTube.
Yeah, clips, but they never showed the interview because
because you can't put subtitles on the radio.
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah. So
what?
So Joe Budden was against it from the jump. But he tried to be professional when it came on, and they were acting like dicks. So he was like, "Fuck off my show." Also news for Prodigy. Prodigy has a collaborative album coming out soon with Conway the Machine. It's called Still Hell on Earth. Conway released this news on his Instagram Live. He was crying about Prodigy because he looked up to Prodigy.
What's that guy's gonna be on that?
But I like Conway. I'm not a big fan of West Side Gun. But
I don't mind Conway. It's too goon for me. But
I love goon rap, especially when it's really good goon rap.
But he's good. West Side Gun.
Yeah, West Side. I can't fuck with West Side Gun.
Yeah, we good.
I do want to hear this album because I think Conway and Prodigy's styles do mesh well together. So to hear a whole album of them is gonna be pretty dope. Plus, Havoc is probably gonna pop up on there, and sadly, but West Side Gun is gonna be on there. But
shout out to 50 Cent and Master P for walking out on the BET Awards with that bullshit tribute.
Word, enough respect to Master P for even putting out the video
yeah.
where he blew up BET on like y'all niggas never showed any love to the Mobb Deep or to P, and never invited them to any of those shows.
Never even wanted to give him a ticket even when he asked one time.
Yeah, so shout outs to Master P for throwing that out there and actually putting it out there and airing it out on actual video. Mm-hmm. So yeah, enough respect to him. Yeah,
because they only give props to these dudes when they die, or
all of a sudden everybody's a fan.
Or not. They always talk about like, oh, who wants to listen to that old rap? Oh, yeah. But now all of a sudden Prodigy dies and they realize the impact he has, and all of a sudden they want to jump on a bandwagon because they want ratings. So, I mean, I don't watch this BET shit. I don't watch the BET Hip Hop Awards. I don't watch BET Music Awards. I don't watch Grammys, American. I don't watch none of this shit because all these award shows to me is just music I don't listen to at all. So, I'm like, what's the point of watching this shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
And anyway, it's all politics to begin with. What else does it talk about?
440.
Oh, Jay-Z's new album came out. I'm hearing great things about it.
Get it on Tidal.
You can get it on Tidal. I haven't heard it because I don't have fucking Tidal.
Maybe a week or something.
Maybe if JC's smart, he'll put out fucking physical copies because I like physical copies of albums. I don't
put them on anywhere else but
Tidal. Like, come on, really?
You understand? It's yours.
It's yours,
man. Come on, man.
But all right, fine. Do like a week exclusive advance on your Tidal, and then just put it out everywhere else.
Yeah, because
then I'm hearing you have to register for Sprint as well.
Fuck out of here! Who the fuck uses Sprint?
Who gonna change their plans?
So I'm not changing I'm T-Mobile all day. Yeah. I'm not changing my phone plan.
So
to listen to a fucking.
I mean, I was kind of right though when I said it was gonna be a personal album. I was right.
Yeah,
everybody.
That man revealed his skeletons in the closet.
Yeah, that was dope. The Venom movie, it's not gonna be in the MCU, but it's gonna be in the Spider-Man universe.
It's like a parallel world.
It makes no sense. I don't know.
Stupid.
They're doing multi-dimensions like in the comic books.
Yeah, it's stupid. Because it's supposed to be. Is Spider-Man even in the movie?
No. No Spider-Man.
So how's it?
Venom is the hero in the movie. Carnage apparently is going to be the antagonist. At least that's what it's going on right now.
I'll still be interested.
I'm okay with it because they got Tom Hardy as Eddie.
Yeah.
I would actually prefer if they would have made this movie as Flash Thompson's Venom.
Oh yeah, the military one.
The military one, it would have made more sense. Because the biggest problem with Eddie Brock is that Eddie Brock is heavily tied into
Spider-Man.
So at least with Flash, you can have Peter in the you can have mentioned Peter, but his whole part of him being Venom has nothing to do with Spider-Man. Like he loses his legs in the military. They offer him a way to get back into it, and it's through the symbiote program. And he gets his legs back. The symbiote gives him back his legs. Only when he's in the symbiote form does he have legs. And yeah, the whole movie is basically, I mean, the whole idea of it is him struggling to control the symbiote.
Yeah, he's like basically like almost like Black Ops for the military, right?
Yeah.
Or some shit, yeah, for the government.
So to me,
that sounds way better.
That would have been dope because that gives you more options in terms of a movie, because you can make a kick-ass like army movie, like an old Rambo type movie, or like a Commando type.
Almost
movie.
like a Jason Bourne type movie too.
Yeah. I think like something like Commando, or like an old 80s action movie, because all of a sudden this guy has fucking superpowers.
Yeah.
He's bulletproof basically. Like, the only thing I heard of him is fucking Sigourney Weaver, and with a flamethrower or like sound. So that would be dope. And then the fact that you can bring in Carnage there and still get away with shit, and you don't need Peter as a crutch for everything.
I don't know how they're gonna tie Spider-Man in if he's part of the MCU, but yet Venom is part of his world, but not part of the MCU.
Yeah,
it's a big clusterfuck.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if Sony and Marvel keep working together, eventually those are gonna cross back over, and we might see it, as long as they're making the Spider-Man films, we may see Venom show up in those films eventually. What I like is that they confirmed that Peter is the little kid from Iron Man 2.
Oh, where?
The little kid at the end of the movie where Hammer's robots are about to shoot the kid and he puts his hand up with the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
That's Peter. They confirmed that.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's dope. That's real dope.
They always said that they had they put those in there as contingencies just in case they ever got the rights back.
Okay.
So they could have Spider-Man in the movies.
Good move, Marvel.
So yeah, it's like it was a little Easter egg, and they finally just confirmed it now. A lot of people, it was already like a theory that was Peter, but yeah, Marvel finally confirmed it, that it was Peter Parker in Iron Man 2.
What we were talking about?
Inhumans trailer sucks.
Yeah, Inhumans trailer sucks.
Yeah,
that is bad. Very bad. That was another thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
It was DC.
The Red Sun.
Yeah, they're doing the Red Sun movie.
Oh yeah, Superman Red Sun. Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Being Angel.
I mean, I love that story. I got my own Red Sun shirt. I love the story. I think that's one of Superman's best stories. But to make the movie, it makes no sense. Then on top of that, use some of it in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like you used a lot of like the whole Batman with the
goggles and the trench coat. Yeah, that's from Red Sun.
That's all Red Sun stuff. So you used that already, and now how are you gonna make that make any sense in terms of the DCU unless all of a sudden this
if it's supposed to be like a one shot, but then it makes no sense because you're spending money, you're spending shit tons of money making the film, and then just to have it not connected to the universe.
Yeah, to not do anything unless they're gonna do fucking multiverses. Oh God, I hope not. But unless they're gonna do multiverses,
they don't even got the regular universe fucking solved there, and then they want to do multiverse. I don't know what DC wants to do.
They're rushing.
Not that they're rushing.
This is not even rushing.
It's like they're throwing paint at the wall and like that's art. Like it's just they're fucking bugging. Like they're just throwing random darts at the wall and seeing what the fuck sticks.
In all honesty, this one isn't even rushing. This one just doesn't feel like it. Just feels like a cash grab. Like, let's make another Superman movie. It doesn't have anything to do with anything.
It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. I like the story of Red Sun as one of my favorite Superman stories. I just don't see why they should make that movie, especially when you use scenes from it in fucking Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
It kills the whole mystique of it. So it's like, no, I don't. That's a dumb move by DC. Terrible move by DC. What else?
Terrible. Blade. They talking about bringing Blade back.
Yeah, but they've been talking about that for the longest.
But Kevin Feige is like,
Right.
there's a real possibility Blade will show up in the MCU.
Yes.
So that may happen.
Michael Jai White. I think.
Yes, Michael Jai White. Wesley Snipes gonna play the Black Whistler.
They haven't announced anybody to play Blade yet.
I want Michael Jai White.
Blade is a possibility.
Anthony Mackie, please stop saying you want to play Blade. You already got Falcon. Let somebody else have it.
Michael Jai White.
Another thing, Jumanji has a trailer.
Oh,
no,
trash.
Why?
Trash.
Well, see that
Trash.
I'm trying to avoid that.
Trash.
That's one conversation
Trash.
I'm trying to avoid.
Trash.
Not very good.
Trash.
Looks like crap.
Kaka.
Basura.
I saw
Team fuck Travis Brown.
Yeah, definitely. Saw a trailer for a movie called Shot Caller with John Barenthal and the dude who played what's his face on Game of Thrones, Jamie.
Oh,
Lannister.
okay.
Like it's like he's a dude who gets arrested because he kills a dude or some shit. Like in some self-defense thing. He goes to jail, and all of a sudden in jail he becomes a criminal, and he becomes like a fucking Aryan nation fucking Nazi dude.
Oh, that sounds
doing some
cool.
crazy shit. It looks fucking awesome.
You know what also looks awesome? The new Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that new Jackie Chan movie.
Foreigner.
The Foreigner looks crazy. It looks like Jackie's back up to form. And it's also really dark role for Jackie
Yeah,
too.
it's like- bad guy.
That's
He's playing the villain.
Like,
Well, at least the perceived villain.
yeah, the perceived villain. It looks crazy.
this is definitely a brand
Return
new
to
take.
form for Jackie Chan. So if you guys want to check out the trailers online, it's called The Foreigner. That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope.
This is something like you ain't never seen before when it came to good old Jackie Chan.
The action scenes look dope too.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised he's still doing it after all these years. So
Let's go, Jackie.
well, what else is it talking about? Whoa.
Oh yeah, fuck the Knicks for firing Phil Jackson.
Yes, the next fight, Phil Jackson.
About fucking time.
Bah, whatever.
And if you're a fan of Neil Blomkamp.
Oh yeah, he started putting out those movies already.
Is
right?
he doing the aliens?
No, he's
Nah.
not. That alien movie is probably not gonna happen, especially not now since Covenant tanked.
Fucking Ridley Scott, man.
Covenant's a good movie.
Yeah, Neil Blomkamp. If you're a fan of Elysium, District 9, Chappie, yeah, fan of any of those movies, he has a new studio called Oats Studios. They're putting out these little shorts. The longest of them is about half an hour. They have two that are half an hour long. One is called Raka, and the other one is called Firebase. And in between, they put out like these two other ones. One is a presidential motorcade, and the other one is called Daimatsu, which is like a really weird infomercial. Yeah, if you like Neil Blomkamp, check them out. They're very much his style of everything when it comes to the violence and the gore, and the storylines themselves are really weird too. Good watches. Check them out.
Yeah, I think they're on YouTube, right?
Yeah, they're on YouTube, and if you have a Steam account, they're on Steam as well, so you can check them out there too.
That's it.
Yeah.
What else we gotta talk about? Yo, we done. So this hopefully it'll be up by the middle of the week. Hopefully Jay-Z's album come out physically so I can fucking buy it because
I doubt that.
I don't like buying MP3s. I don't like streaming services. I don't use any of them.
I mean, unless you can get them on like uncompressed versions where they're like high quality HD versions of it, I don't want it. Don't give me an MP3. Don't give me a shitty MP4. I want,
Like I said, I want CD. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I want an uncompressed version.
Just
I want
release,
CD.
Thank you.
Just really CDs.
Sean Corey Carter, just release the fucking CD, please. Thank you.
So yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Vlogcast. Excuse me.
Copyright.
Copywritten, motherfucker. We done. Peace.
Bye.